Hi, this is a demonstration of Mastodon, Mastodon. Think of this as a Twitter alternative if you're not satisfied with what Twitter has to offer. For today's demonstration, I'll be utilizing my Pixel 4 running Android 12 and TalkBack 12.2. In the way of TTS engine, I'll be utilizing the Google Speech Services and using voice number 6. I am on my home screen now and will navigate my way to the icon for Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Here is the icon. I'll go ahead and tap here to activate it.
Mastodon. Get started button.
Upon tapping on Mastodon, we heard Get Started. As always, of course, I like to put my finger near the top of the phone to be sure I'm not missing anything. I'll now put my finger near the top. My finger is near the top and I don't hear anything. I keep sliding my finger down. And I keep going.
Get started button.
And I'm down to the Get Started again. And I keep going.
Log in button.
And there is the login. And that's the last button I found. So these last two buttons are found toward the bottom of the phone with the Get Started first and then the login below that. I am not a current subscriber, so I'll simply tap on Get Started.
Get started button. Back button.
I tapped on Get Started and I heard back. I will now put my finger near the top of the phone and hear if there's any information.
Mastodon is made of users on different servers. Pick a server based on your interests, region, or a general purpose one. You can still connect with everyone, regardless of server, out of list.
There we heard some information about Mastodon and how decentralized it is. I'll move my finger down.
Selected, all, 1 of 12, in list, 12 items.
Moving my finger down on the left side, I heard all, selected, 1 of 12. So by default, we have 12 tabs, and the one that's selected upon launch is the all tab. Since there are 12 tabs, your best bet is to swipe from left to right to go through the different tabs. And so I'm going to swipe from left to right to hear the tabs that are contained here within these 12 tabs. I'll now swipe from left to right with one finger.
General, 2 of 12.
The next item I heard is General. The next one?
Regional, 3 of 12.
Original. Next?
Tech, 4 of 12.
Tech, and this is why you are listening to this, because you and I belong to that tech department or the tech community, and so we like anything having to do with tech, and this will be the tab for you techies out there. Let's keep moving.
LGBT, 5 of 12.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Activism, 6 of 12.
All right, next.
Art, 7 of 12.
Art, next.
Games, 8 of 12.
For those of you who like games, this is going to be your perfect world right there. Let's move to the next.
Music, 9 of 12.
Music. Seems like everybody likes music. It's a beautiful thing. Next.
Furry, 10 of 12.
Furry. That reminds me of my little Zoe and Taylor out there. Little dogs and cats, whatever. I think these have to do with our furry friends. I want to spell what it is, so I'll change my granularity to find the spelling of this furry.
Paragraphs. Furry. Words. Characters.
I'm on characters, now swiping down with one finger to find the spelling of this word called furry.
Capital F. U. R. R. Y.
So that's what that is. Next, I'm swiping now from left to right.
Food, 11 of 12.
Food. That's actually my favorite. Next.
Academia, 12 of 12.
Academia. For those of you who want to perpetually be in school, this will be the perfect one for you guys. Those are the tabs. So we have a total of 12 tabs now. I'll move my finger down and see if there's anything in here besides this.
Search servers or enter URL, edit box.
Now below all of that is a search field going from left to right, and it says to search server or URL. So in other words, if you know what you're looking for, you could tap here to search a particular subject or topic or whatever. Let's go down now from here and see what we have.
Not selected, radio button, IOC, Exchange, InfoSec community within the Fediverse, 2.3 kelvins, N.
I put my finger down, and the next thing I found was a radio button, and it tells me what it is about, and I could choose that, or
Not selected, radio button, AUS, social, Australian community on Mastodon, 2.6 kelvins, N.
next.
Climate justice, social, not selected, radio button, this is an official community for activists of the global climate justice and social justice movement, 1.6 kelvins, N.
And I could scroll down. Let me scroll.
SFBA, social, not selected, radio button, regional community for the San Francisco Bay Area, 943, N, 16 of 66, in list, 66 items.
So in totality, we have like 66 items here, and you choose each of them or choose the one you like by tapping on the corresponding radio button. And that's what is contained under the
Climate
all
justice, so
tab. I want to look at the next tab, which would be the general tab.
general, 2 of 12, in list, 12 items.
Here's general. Let's tap here, see what it is contained here.
General, selected.
Tapping on general, moving my finger down.
Search servers or enter URL, edit box.
We still have that search field there below those tabs, and then below that.
C.im, not selected, radio button, CIM is a general, mainly English-speaking Mastodon community, 3.1 kelvins, N.
So another set of radio buttons.
Not selected, radio button, IAG.de, IAG is Romaji for, The Way Home, 1.4 kelvins, N.
Let's go to the next tab, and that would be the third one.
Regional, 3 of 12.
Regional, let's tap here.
Regional, selected.
And then, of course, below that, we'll still have that search field.
Search servers or enter URL, edit box.
And below that,
Not selected, radio button, AUS, social, Australian community on Mastodon, 2.6 kelvins, N.
so here are the regions. So in other words, if you want to look for a particular region, you tap on that region tab, and you could find a region here. And there are a bunch of them, just the same
Mastodon.
radio buttons.
Not selected, radio button, München, social, Gemeinschaft für Lut rundum München, 1.3 kelvins, 10 of 26,
There
in
you
list,
go.
26 item. Sweden, social, not selected, radio button, eine Community für alle, die sich dem Süden hingezogen fühlen. Work on and
So there you go. Let's go to the
Wales,
next tab, and that would be the fourth one. The fourth tab is
Tech, 4 of 12, in list, 12 items.
Tech. Let's tap here.
Tech, selected.
And then, of course, below that, you have the search field. I'll put my finger below the search.
Not selected, radio button, IOC, Exchange, InfoSec community within the Fediverse, 2.3 kelvins, N, out of list.
Move my finger down.
IndieWeb, social, not selected, radio button, social, Linux, pizza, not selected, radio button, a community
I like
dedicated,
the part
but not
about
limited,
pizza.
to
I'm
people
not
with
sure about Linux.
social, Linux, pizza, not selected, radio
Love
button,
it.
a community dedicated. Koto.org, not selected, radio button, question others to teach ourselves. A STEM-oriented community, 16.6 kelvins, N.
All right, and I think the N that we hear refers to that being English. Let's move now to the next tab.
LGBT, 5 of 12.
Tap here.
LGBT, selected.
Of course, we'll have the search and then the radio buttons below that.
Eldritch, cafe, not selected, radio button, for queer people, feminists, anarchists and their sympathizers. Mainly French.
There you have it. Let's move to the next tab.
Activism, 6 of 12, in list, 12 items.
Tap here.
Activism, selected.
And of course, below that, we'll have the search. And then below that, we have the corresponding radio buttons to the different communities found within that. And one of them is
Climate justice, social, not selected, radio button, this is an official community for activists of the global climate justice and social justice movement, 1.6 kelvins, N, out of list. Back button.
And that's all we have within that tab. And then at the bottom of each of these, you will always find there's the back button on
Back
the bottom
button.
left, and then there's a
Next button
next on
disabled.
the bottom right. We'll figure out what that all entails. And now our next tab will be
Art 7 of 12.
Art. Let's tap here.
Art selected.
And below Art, we have the search.
Search
and
servers. Mastodon is bushy.mo, not selected. Radio button, all your Mo needs. A kind
Right.
community where everyone is welcome.
And here's our Art tab. And below that, of course, we have the search. And then below that, we have the corresponding radio buttons to the communities of the art.
bushy.mo, not selected. Radio button, all your Mo needs. A kind community where everyone is welcome. 4.5 kelvins, N.
Move my finger down. That's all we have there, just one community on there. And now I'll put my finger near the top, find the next tab, and our next tab is
Games 8 of 12.
Games 8 of 12. Let's tap here.
Games selected.
And of course, you have the search below that, and then we have the corresponding radio buttons.
Donfan, social, not selected. Radio button, we aim to provide a free
Move
and
my
safe
finger
space.
down.
Rolandspiel, social, not selected. Radio button. Gensokyo, town, not selected. Radio button. Dongfang project, 3.4 kelvins, Ya.
So there's the three of those there in the gaming community. Let's go back up to the tabs and go to the 9th tab. Our next tab, which is the 9th one, happens to be
Music, 9 of 12.
we are now on the music, and below that, of course, we have the search field,
Search servers or enter URL, edit box.
and below that, we don't have anything in the music community, and that surprises me, but there's none there as my finger doesn't come up with anything. I'll go back up now toward the top and tap on the next tab, and that will be,
Furry, 10 of 12.
there is the furry one. We'll tap here,
Furry, selected.
move my finger down.
Search servers or enter URL, edit box.
There's the search, move my finger down. Moving my finger down, there's nothing. So that tells me there's nothing in the furry community. Let's go back to the next tab, and that would be the 11th tab. And if memory serves me right, that was the food tab.
Food, 11 of 12.
Here's food. Let's tap.
Food, selected.
Put my finger down.
Search servers or enter URL, edit box.
Move my finger down. There's nothing in the food area also. So now let's go back to the last item, and that will be academia.
Academia, 12 of 12, in list, 12 items.
Let's tap.
Academia, selected. Selected.
Move my finger down
Search servers or enter URL, edit box, out of list.
and move my finger down. There's nothing in academia as well. Now I'm going to go back to the main UI, the first page that one encounters when one launched the app. And that's where we saw the get started and the login. I want to tap on login just for giggles to see what it all says.
Get started, button.
Move down to login,
Log in, button.
tab.
Back, button.
All right, as I indicated though, there's always that back at the bottom left and next at the bottom right. Of course, the next is always disabled because nothing has been chosen. Now, I'm going to put my finger down and see what it says after I tapped on login.
Mastodon is made of users on different servers. Pick a server based on your interests, region, or a general purpose one. You can still connect with everyone, regardless of server.
And here what that tells me is that we still have those tabs, the tabs that we saw 1 through 12.
Mastodon is selected, all, 1 of 12, in list, 12 items.
Those are the tabs there, and of course the same thing.
Not selected, radio button, AUS, social, Australian community on Mastodon. Not selected, radio button, IOC, exchange, InfoSec community within the Fediverse, 2.3 kelvins, N.
I have no clue, but let's say we tap on this for giggles.
Selected.
tapping on that now, and we need to go to the bottom right and tap on Next.
Next button. Web view. Chrome 70%. Edit box. Email address. Ringer silent.
There we go. So I am here, and it says
IOC. Heading 1 link.
And we move our finger down.
Email address.
It asks for email address.
Edit box. Email address. Password.
Password.
Password. Edit box. Password. Login. Button.
Login.
Sign up. Link.
Or I could sign up. And that means if I sign up, I'm signing up for that community.
Forgot your password. Link.
Or forgot my password.
Didn't receive confirmation instructions. Link.
Or I didn't receive any confirmation about the instructions on how to get started. And moving my finger down, and there's nothing there, that's the last item here. So that's how you go about using Mastodon. Like I said, I haven't signed up, and I haven't signed up to any of the communities, so I do not know how accessible it is, but it sounds like it's something that's accessible for at least I'm able to get and navigate through the different communities in here and signing up for those. And that's how you go about using Mastodon, Mastodon.